News Central's Charles Pius is standing by for an update on the security concerns and possible solutions ahead of the Osun election. Charles, we've just spoken to Bernard Akede and we talked about how security has been beefed up in Osogbo. What exactly did the report say about the solution to some of the security issues in anticipation of the elections?
Right. I mean, just like your intro stated, we're talking 206% increase since 2022 up until now in terms of security concerns related to elections. It is that bad. Another issue that was spotted in this particular report is the fact that there are activities of mining in Osun East, and of course activities of unknown gunmen and even cultists. Cultists specifically are also one particular activity that people have been stating, or this report actually highlighted as one of the drivers of the violence in Osun State. In fact, in that particular report, they are saying that political parties are subservient to some of these cult groups. There is even a particular part of the report that stated that there are some cultists that are subservient to political parties and they are sponsoring these people to cause violence. So we have the head of research of KDI, the person who did this presentation of this particular report just behind me. He will just give us a little bit of an insight into what this report says, just in 2 minutes. Thank you for joining us. Tell us a little bit about this particular report and where specifically do you think will have major issues?
I mean, it's just very important to state that the report is basically highlighting the current context in Osun State, some of the issues within the state around the number of violence, how electoral-related violence has dominated the space. And I'm trying to quickly move to the data. This is what the data looks like, and if you look at the integrity of this data, this is the non-electoral violence in 2022, and this is what we have currently that we've tracked from October 2020, last year till now, and if you look at it, it's even on a downward slope. But if you go to election-related violence, it's actually about 206% increase from that. But what is also very important is that for the first time since 2021, this is the first time we'll be having an elections that election-related violence will be as high and even more than the broader, security issue within the state. I mean, the other part of this is also the component of what I call the all-sport map, which is the part you're talking about earlier, which has to do with what is happening within the the local government. And the point is the fact that we have categorized this in our report, which is the main report. We broke this down into into each of the prayer that characterizes. For instance, Osogbo and Ede have a lot of issues around political-related pressure, and operational pressure, which is INEC preparedness. This is where people are complaining about PVC distribution, and they are not contented with it. In short, we've also seen different attacks on PVC collection center. I mean, that is not even INEC's problem. It's how criminal elements are interfering into the electoral process. And also we have information-related issue. I mean, there are broadly about 27 media stations in Osun, and most of locally in Osun, and most of them are privately owned, which their owners, one way or the other, have allegiance, affiliation with a political party. So again, we can also talk about how information is being controlled. I mean, in that sense of what they want you to hear is what you're hearing. And if you want to listen to this narrative about a particular party, you listen to this station. If you want to hear the opposite side, you listen to another station. So we've seen all of those dynamics. For instance, Iwo, for instance, is high, but not as a result of issues around political related issues as such, but it has a lot to do with the criminal element that also rests on this. And broadly, again, the fact that we also do not have to lose sight of the issues within Osun, because the politicians in Osun, regardless of the competitiveness of the elections, they also have existing structure that they lash on to be able to ferment trouble. For instance, the functionalized NURTW or transporters generally, they are functionalized, and in their quest for power to claim park, the way they want to claim superiority about park, it's also a problem interfering into the electoral process. Cult group, I mean, there are quite a lot of structures, violence-related structure that these politicians are lashing on to be able to ferment trouble. But the biggest of all of this is the fact that whatever we're we're going to see in Osun will not be characterized by one element. It's a combination of multiple issues that is going to play out. Yeah.
The police had actually mentioned that they have deployed over 15,000 of their men. If you cut across other security agencies, you would mention that more than 25,000 security agencies have been deployed to Osun State for this election. Whether this would help in curtailing some of the security issues that have been mentioned is left to be seen. Back to you in the studio. Blessings.
Is there with the update on the concerns around security for the Osun State elections and what the plans are to make sure that these concerns are sorted before the time.